All right, there we go.
Yeah.
You ready?
Khari Harper, how's everything, brother?
I am ready. I'm ready.
Awesome. So yeah, everybody who's live right now, we are live and we are kicking. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove myself from the screen and go ahead and share. Are you doing PowerPoint right now?
I do have one.
You do have one. Okay. So you can actually share your PowerPoint down there. If you look down lower in the middle, it says share screen.
Uh-huh.
So just go ahead and click that.
I see. Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Awesome to have us. Today's topic is building generational wealth via real estate, right? So how do we scale? How do we move forward? And we have the man here with the plan. So you can go ahead and explain to us what he's been doing and where he's going and what he's been doing before COVID, after COVID, during, and so on. And yes, let's hear you out. And you can go ahead and start with this share screen, and I'll go ahead and mute myself. Do you want to? You gotta go through your PowerPoint. You got your.
I'm just gonna do some talking first, and then I'll get into it.
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey, Daniel, here we got people. Give me 1 second. I'm just close this. So yeah, tell us about yourself and how'd you get into the business? Who are you, sir? Who is Khari Harper?
So I've been in real estate for about 5 years now. It's been a nice journey, but I've always had the issue that everybody else has. How do you get deals?
There you go. Yep.
And that's just what it is. You know, there was a point we were paying, $3,000-$4,000 a month for Google AdWords service or trying out all these lead generation companies. And then, yes, that worked. Leads were coming in, but now the next problem was, how do I convert these leads? Like, yeah, okay, these people are interested, but what's the next step after that?
Right.
It was a consistent, like just trying to put pieces together. And that's the problem. When you don't have that consistency, it becomes unmotivating.
Right.
Especially in a market like New Jersey. So it was really more so, it really came down to, I was a realtor, wholesaler, all that good stuff. But I was like, I need to be the source. When I say the source, I need to know how to generate the leads. And I don't just want to generate it. I don't just want to stick to New Jersey as a realtor, wholesaler, investor. I want to go nationwide.
Nice.
So, you could always see, I think we've all known for years that everything was going to be remote and virtual eventually.
Right. I
agree. It happened this way, So COVID hit. It was January 26th. I renewed my license. I was about to get back in there. And like February 2nd, we started getting like shut down here, shut down there, all that crazy stuff. And I had a background in marketing already. I knew how to generate leads through Facebook and all that other stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to reopen my marketing company because everybody's going to be home. This is the best chance. So once that really happened, it was more so of now I don't just want to open a marketing company. I want to make sure I dominate. I don't just want to provide leads. I want to be able to provide a service and a solution for the pain point, which is not just lead generation, it's conversion as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And I did that. I started growing. I started in February. I had 2 clients, real estate agent clients, and we were generating Facebook leads. And, I hired a virtual assistant to basically speak with the leads as they are coming in, convert them. And we were just working out our systems and kinks. So from there, I was like, okay, my clients are getting results now. I'm not just giving them leads. I'm giving them like, hey, these are real people who are ready to speak with me.
Right.
So from that point moving forward, I just was like, all right, how do I take this to scale and show myself and my clients that you don't need to be a hustler. We need to convert to a business owner, because I noticed as well when I was starting that I was doing everything. I was wearing every single hat. And that brought me to the next thing. Like, this is another problem amongst the industry. We all wear 10 different hats.
Right.
And that basically means if we're hustlers, we're not real business owners when we do that. That's the issue. You know what? I'm not going to do this, because this is how I failed multiple other times in my business, because I was the one that if I wasn't showing up, the business was not moving.
Right. Makes sense. So you started off with wholesaling? Is that what you started off in the business?
Yeah, I started off as wholesaling, And one thing I learned about real estate, just through online marketing in general, if you're a realtor, wholesaler, investor, it's all one and the same.
Right, right.
Because I market. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So for the new guys, we have a lot of new guys here that are, want to know what exactly, how do you start, right? So there was a starting point for you. What does that mean? What does that meant for you, and like, how did you start? So would you recommend for a newbie to do the same way what you did, and what did you do?
So the way I did it was, well, now that I don't wholesale like in New Jersey anymore, I'll tell the secrets now.
Okay.
So what I did was I noticed that when we did Google AdWords, it's really expensive, and right now I don't recommend it. You'll be paying. You would have to have a budget of at least $4,000 a month at the very minimum, and there's no guarantee you're going to get it with that. So what I did was, and this was in 2018. What I did was I went to the local auctions because I heard that like people aren't all buying them; they're wholesaling deals from the auctions. So I started hanging out at the auction all the time, consistently meeting people, shaking hands, and then I would say, "Hey, can you give me 48 hours to sell this deal for you? Like, don't market it, don't do anything. Just give me 48 hours. If I don't get it under contract, you're good. Do your thing." And it's 2 days. Most people are like, "Oh, what? Who cares?"
Sure, yeah.
The Essex County auction's on Wednesday, then Thursday and Friday. The Hasidics don't work on the weekends. So they're like, "Do your thing. Go ahead." So every time someone gave me a deal, I was like, "How do I reach investors quickly?"
Right.
Email blast. I think I was one of the first ones to really do like the email blast the correct way with the format, comps, and everything. Because I noticed I was like, people are starting to steal my style a little bit. And then I just started blasting it out. And I was like, let me treat this like I'm a real estate agent. I was giving the tours. I was doing the numbers. I had the numbers there. When an investor tried to negotiate with me, I was like, no, this proof is in the plate. So the way I would start in this day and age, it's going to be a little bit different. I can't give you that type of advice. But if I had to do it all over again, I would go on a national level with Facebook advertising because it's the cheapest for like $20 a day. And I would get my phone skills up to par and understand that wholesaling, investing, it's all just one system. What do we need? A distressed seller, comps, and a buyer. It doesn't matter what market it is.
Right.
So, but I think we just put something in our head like, oh my God, I can't wholesale a house in Louisiana. I don't live there. I'm like, yes, you can. Everybody's home right now.
Right. So we gotta give some time for people to log in. And so what would you say that, speaking of COVID, right? Speaking of, markets are changing. Are you changing? Is your strategies have changed, or are you seeing, trends are changing?
Yes. I'm 100% online. So I have 8 employees. We do we're doing $27,000 a month in revenue.
Good for you. Congrats.
Thank you. And, and it's just, I don't want to be stuck in one market as a New Jersey. So how do I do this on a national level?
Nice.
So I just started running ads all across the country. So every day I'm getting new motivated seller leads. I'm just practicing, and it's cost me like $20 a day. It's $600 a month. We all spend $600 a month on some stuff we should not. Let's be honest here, So I was like, let me spend $600 a month, and I started generating leads. And I don't get on the phone with them. My staff does. Qualify the leads, just as opposed to a house in Newark or Hudson or Roselle Park or anything like that.
Right.
And then I do the same thing. Listen, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, let me get back to you. I don't know if our numbers are going to work out. Whatever your pitch is, run the comp on PropStream, PropStream actually, I think that's what it's called, and then come back to them with an offer. Get the house under contract, and let's all be honest here for the new wholesalers. If you don't sell a deal, you're not. We all know we're just walking away from the thing.
There you go. So I think a lot of people would have this question. I have it myself. How do you wholesale in different states? So for example, I kind of understand it where I myself live in New York and I invest in Philadelphia, PA. So I'm out of state investor, and you yourself, you're wholesaling in different states. So how are you walking through these properties? How are you, right? You said that when you provide this information to the, to the buyer, to the investor, you're giving them the ARV, you're giving them the purchase price, you're giving them the renovation price. You're telling them all these things, and how do you get to those numbers? And how do you get to that level?
So as we all know, when you have a deal, the investors find you. Investors are sharks. They smell blood from wherever they are.
Sharks. Yeah.
So the best way to go about it is finding the ARV and all that. It's simple math. You know what I mean? ARVs don't change. Running comps don't change anywhere. You know, how do I find the investors? PropStream actually has like a list of investors, like a national list of investors, and you could target it per whatever. So I just send out an email blast, and then instead of doing the walkthrough and like the pictures, so I don't actually physically have to talk to the homeowners. I have a call center. I built one, and I just I told my caller, I was like, listen, man, tell the homeowners they have to take pictures for us and send it to us.
That's awesome.
That's it, and they do it. They're like, yeah, no problem.
Wow.
You know, but I personally would have never said that, but I'm like, I'm not the one talking to them, and my callers, they work for me. So they're like, whatever he says, we're gonna do.
Yep. Well,
I told them, I was like, listen, if it doesn't work, don't do it anymore. One day we wake up, we have like 4 Google Drives with like different pictures.
Right.
I was like, this is the most scalable business out here.
Exactly. Scalability, that's what makes a business.
Yeah, it is.
And so I like what you said about, getting the homeowners to take pictures and providing the, videos, etc. And I feel like in this economy, this time of the year of the 2020, the COVID, we don't really want to interact with people, because the virus is going on. So I feel like even that motivates the sellers more to take the pictures themselves versus them inviting a stranger into their home.
Exactly. And that is absolutely true. Some people are uncomfortable with it. And at the top of it, what's funny, the southern states do not care at all. They'll invite you over for some whiskey. They're like, come over. They're like, motivated sellers in this day and age, your sellers are motivated because when they fill out that form on Facebook, a question that we ask is this: is COVID-19 impacting your time frame to move? And then for some reason, when we ask that question, everyone wants to pump up their chest. Like, I ain't scared of no COVID. I was like, all right, so that's how you gauge their level of motivation. And that's how you know if they really need to sell. And that's how you know if you can have a deal or not.
Good point. Yeah. You gotta ask questions. You gotta listen.
You do. It's all about asking the painful questions.
Okay. Also, so we have a question from Mickey. He's asking, what do your ads say?
Oh, I mean, if you want, I can give you the key to my house too. I can't give you an ad. Unfortunately, that is one thing I cannot do.
Okay, so how about this question? What do you come up things out of your own head? Is it something that you look at other competitors, you kind of see what they're doing? I'm guessing you're doing A/B testing, meaning you do a few ads at a time to see what works best. What exactly? So my background is digital marketing. I kind of understand the basics of it. And you're doing ads like Google ads and Facebook, YouTube, I'm guessing, and so on. So how do you come up with your material, right? How do you come up with your content?
So I've been running ads for like about a year now. So I've just learned that I have, like, when I run ads for real estate agents, I just take like the same format, like the neat format, paragraph by paragraph in space. And then I'll just say, attention homeowners, looking to sell in X, Y, and Z city or state. And then I just explain what I do in bullet points, because it's all about here having a clear, concise message broken down into maybe like 3 sentences. So, and then it's also, but there's so many factors that go into it. It's testing images, seeing image versus video, and it takes money. It does take money. It's not like a quick fix. You start running ads and it's like, that's it. You're going to be the best wholesaler in the world or the best advertiser. No, you have to understand you're going to lose money up front, but the ROI makes up for it every time. I've lost, like, I think the first ads I ran, I lost around $1,000 or something like that. But it doesn't matter anymore because we clear that, exactly. So
would you say the consistency and persistency is pretty much key to this business?
It's the only way, especially during COVID, because what is happening now is online is really more popular. Like, we're doing a Zoom call right now. These agents, the Facebook, Google, YouTube, they understand that, so they're going to charge you more. New Jersey is one of the highest places to advertise in America online.
Right. Okay. Sweet. So whenever just let me know whenever you want to start your PowerPoint, but we can continue talking about this. This, how are you strategizing and how are you doing? So we have other questions. How are you automating your business, right? So do you have people? You said you have 8 employees, right? So they're pretty much on payroll, I'm guessing, and they working from home, or how do you automate your entire business in this time?
So I'm going to, let me share my screen and I'll show you, I'll bring you guys into the back end of how this works, all right? Let me share screen.
Less quiet.
Cool, all right. I'm just trying to add is my screen added or no?
Yep. There we go.
All right. So we can still hear me? I'm still here?
I hear you. I'm here.
Cool. So in order to begin automations, I guess we're just going to skip the PowerPoint, I guess, because obviously people just want to get into it. So it's something called Zapier. This is how you create automations. So let me show you, for example. I have automations for my call center. All right. And this is what you would use in order to create any sort of automation. So if you want, like when you get those automated texts from supermarkets and stuff, they're created from, or Uber, when Uber notifies you of something. They create it in something called Zapier. This is Zapier. So for example, if you're creating a Facebook ad,
right,
and it's a new lead, let's just select an account. I'm gonna do this quickly. Let's see, got that there, form. So this is, Zapier is pulling all the information from Facebook, your Facebook ad account right here. And then it's saying, what do you want us to do? This is a trigger. So when a lead comes in from here, like as you see here, what do you want us to do with this information? I'll say, okay, well, I want you to text me that I have a new lead.
Got it. That's awesome.
And that's how you would build it out. You'll build out the workflow. So this is a trigger saying, when I get a new lead on Facebook, I want it to send an SMS to whoever, to Nick. Then I want it to go to my CRM, where I use High Level. I want that lead to be automatically imported into my CRM. So this is the beginning of building an actual system, because now you don't have to go back to your email. So let's just take this one for an easy example. A Facebook lead is generated and it comes in. And it sends me a text message and notifies me, or an email notifies me that, hey, I have a new message. So as you guys see here, motivated seller leads. Like this is what we just get them all day.
Got it.
So I'm notified via email. Then from there, I go into my High Level account. I don't look at the real estate robot. That's my company name. The CRM is called High Level. I've built out automations to where now when a lead comes in, a certain process happens. So these are one of my people that I'm actually working with right now. We just go to opportunities. So like how I set it up in Zapier, we have the leads come in and they respond. We're not really good at keeping track on here, but there's deals being worked here. And look, so this is automated. So once the lead comes into here, into the CRM, an automated text goes out. And then the conversation
on your computer, all the text and everything.
Everything. And then I have my team communicating and qualifying. Let's see if we could. So like this one, where I told you about the pictures, we just have them send it to us.
There you go. It works.
Exactly. I don't know why this guy. I guess he likes us or something. I don't know, but they're telling us everything, and I don't even know where this house is. So let's see where this house is. Wherever 7, 8, 9, it's probably somewhere down south.
Got it. Okay. So, go ahead.
And then we just do the same thing for realtors. I'll show you an example of a realtor, someone in New Jersey, so it's more relatable. This is a realtor in New Jersey. He's been a client of ours for less than 45 days. He has 6 clients with us because we do the same thing. A lead comes in. When a lead comes in response to the automation, they get moved into the conversation tab automatically.
Got it.
And then now what's happening here is my team is conversating with them, as you see here. This is an automation text. Once they respond, now my team knows when to jump in. Okay, great. I just have a couple of questions, blah, blah, blah. We get the criteria, where they're looking to buy, and we just keep it going and going. Systematized.
Right. And do your employees, the guys who are reaching out to these motivated sellers, are they reading a script, or is it mostly that you train them and they kind of go from, their gut? What is it that, how do you guys structure automation from your end, making sure that the business is consistent and it keeps flowing and you're getting the return?
So I've created a script. So now we just do the same thing every single time.
Got it.
So, and I train them, of course. Well, I don't train anymore now. The people who've been with me longer train everybody. So that's the thing about when you're building a business and you stop hustling and you become a business owner. You train one person the right way. I've trained one person, well, two people the correct way. I don't have to worry about training. I've built the foundation. You let everybody build the buildings for you. Makes
sense. Got it. Okay, awesome. And so there's a lot of newbies, on here. I see myself as a newbie. I've been in business for a few years now. How did you start off? You said you started off in wholesaling. Did you get a guru? Was it like online classes? How did you come up with all these type of different tools that you're using right now? And did you use other tools that you wouldn't recommend? And you went through that you're using things that right now that you love?
Well, for me, what I did, which made me become successful at what I do. I don't want to talk, because what I was doing with going to auctions, that's not a scalable model. And I cannot even recommend that to anybody just because my mindset is, how do I take it nationally and not have to do work?
Yeah, because you physically have to go to those auctions. You physically have to be there. You physically have to bid on them. You physically are limited to the list that they have. So I see where you're coming from.
So I would, if I could do it all, because I don't wholesale now, because now everything's just natural to me. So I can't say, you know what I mean? I'm in environments where this is all we do. We all talk about automations. But if I was to do it all over again, I would link up with somebody like myself who understands scalability and being a business owner and how to create systems. I would have at least save $1,800 so you have ad spend, so you can start spending money.
Great.
And I would just try to get deals from across the country and just figure it out. Literally talk to homeowners and just get what I'm doing, send me the pictures, still qualify them. What are you looking for? Can we get on the phone tomorrow? Because once again, it doesn't matter where you do the deal. What matters is that you do the deal.
There you go. Right. You're not making money until it closes.
Exactly.
Right. And it sounds like persistence and action is definitely the key in this business.
Mandatory. If you think that you're going to get away with spending $300 a month on ads, and it's not going to happen. You got to pay for the systems. None of this stuff is free. My bills right now are like actually now we're up to $6,000 a month.
Wow.
That's running.
Right. Okay. So we have from Joseph, we have a question. How do you get around the Facebook restrictions for housing ads?
Well, there's a special ads category. So you just click special ads category, then you select housing, and then you just don't say anything discriminatory, stuff you're not supposed to say anyway. You just don't put it in the ad.
Got it. So you could do it. It's just, it's all about the language that you use.
Exactly. And then there's certain targeting that you can use. But in reality, when you're looking for motivated sellers, there's no red flags for Facebook, unless you're saying, but you can't suggest somebody's, financially distressed. You can't say, I buy foreclosures, or if you're in foreclosure, because now that's discriminatory.
Oh, I see.
You're assuming someone's financial situation.
Right.
Whatever,
Right. Okay. So you have to be sensitive about it.
Yeah, it's really political.
Got it. Makes sense. So Ian has a question. What CRM system do you use and why do you like it?
Oh man, I can go on for this for hours, but
we don't have too much time, but yeah, go ahead.
So I use it's called Go High Level. You guys can always reach out to me so I could send you the link. Yes, it is an affiliate link, but so it's called Go High Level. All the marketers use it, and it's because you control every aspect. You can control how to create the campaign automations. You can add on multiple users without paying any extra money. It's you can see your Facebook messages, text messages, like those automated texts are built inside that CRM.
Got it.
I don't want to bore you with the details of it, but it's just like it's a business owner's playground when you begin to understand how to automate your business.
So the question is, why do you like it? So what are the top keys that it has that makes your life so much easier, and you wouldn't use any other tool but this tool?
All right.
Other tools.
Let me share the screen and just show you guys a couple things. Then it will make it easier. All right. So high level, and Joe, I don't know if you're on here. If you are, I'm sorry for showing your account. So marketing, you can create your own campaigns. I have a campaign I've created called, there's two of them, it's called PAM. So I created these. Like, these are the texts that go out and that bombard leads until they respond to the automation that my team comes in. So you can even set the time of when these come out. So this basically means 4 minutes after a lead is plugged into the CRM, send this text. 10 minutes after that, send this text. An hour after that, send this email. 22 hours later, send this text. So that's one. That's already right there. Having that control of timing of when to send text messages out is amazing. On top of it, it even allows me, no text goes out before 8 a.m. and it does not go out after 8 p.m.
Got it.
So you're not sending out texts because I get leads at like 1 a.m. I'm not going to send an automation at 1 a.m. It wouldn't make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
So pretty much you have a set time set up, and I'm guessing, is it through your experience, or is it something that you just pretty much read up on and it just works? How do you come up with all these strategies?
I just took it from like when you're legally allowed to call people, it's like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then after that, you have to stop with the marketing stuff.
Interesting. Okay, got it.
So it just goes, because you're going to be generating leads all day.
Right.
So the next thing is this CRM, you could build funnels. You don't need click funnels or anything like that. You could build the funnels out, and this is included. It's no extra charge. I think a single user is like $97. I have an agency account, but you can just build funnels however you want, And also, so you're saving money there. So if you don't know what ClickFunnels is, it's a funnel builder.
Got it.
And then Zapier. This is where all my automations are created. So let's just say inbound lead. So Facebook lead trigger. When a Facebook lead form is submitted, we want it to go into the lead. We want it to become a lead. We want to add a tag, and then we want to add it to a campaign.
Right.
That's how we build out the automations. That having that much control is going to change your business.
Next. Okay, sweet. We have another question from Joseph. Does the CRM automatically message the leads after they come in, or do you have to trigger that?
You have to turn the trigger on, but once the trigger is on, then it's just going to run whenever a lead comes in. It'll do the same thing every time.
Got it. Okay, so it's pretty much you got to set it up first, and then it just keeps going.
Build the foundation. Let everybody else build the building.
Perfect. Awesome. So we have another question. Is actually, it's not a question. It's a request. Would you be able to share the affiliate link into the comments section so maybe people can copy and paste and go ahead and sign up for it? Would you rather them reach out to you? If you do, how would they get in contact with you?
They could reach out to me. I'm going to leave my Facebook page right here in the comments right now. That way they can just reach out to me, because I just don't have the link on me. I wouldn't want to spend the time.
Makes sense. Got it.
So
Facebook is the best way to get in contact with you.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now Daniel Hugh asked, how much do you spend on ads and how much on systems per month?
Systems is a lot of money. I spend around $5,000 on systems, and I spend around $3,000 on ads. So,
and we're talking about national, right?
Yeah.
So would you say in the beginning you would spend more money, and then once you kind of understand it, you start spending less money because you're tailoring more to the specifics?
In the beginning, you spend less money.
Okay.
In the beginning, you should still always spend as much money as you can on advertising.
Right. What I'm going to say is, like, in the beginning, you'll spend more money that you don't get returned for, and then later on, once you receive the return, you start spending less, but you're getting more return.
Exactly. Like for all my clients, because I own a marketing agency, I know what ads I'm running, and I know how successful their campaign is going to be. Like we're not testing anything. We've already spent the money and tested it. Now we're just reselling it.
Exactly. Okay. Got it. Got it. So for newbies, you mentioned that $1,800 is kind of a good number to start off with ads.
No, you can start. Well, if you're working in New Jersey, which obviously a lot of people are, one, I don't recommend it. That's the first thing I have to say, because you're gonna have to spend $100 a day to get leads.
Got it.
If you just do nationwide and literally just wing it, it's because once again it's the same conversation you're having with homeowners. You just have to know the comps and get somebody to buy the house. Go nationwide. You could spend $20 a day, which is $600 a month, and still do deals and still actually see an ROI within 30 days. Jersey is the most difficult state to convert. I don't know why. It's Jersey and New York.
Do you feel like maybe it's just competitive and people are spending more money to get the leads and so on?
They are, and that's the issue. And Facebook, YouTube ads, Google ads, they're capitalizing off of it. So whatever data they're using. So I can't recommend it. I just cannot recommend Jersey ads for the time being.
Got it. Okay. So pretty much, and if for a newbie, would you recommend YouTube, Facebook, Google ads? What exactly would what strategy would a newbie go into?
So, it really depends on your budget. If you can't afford to spend $1,000 a month, and there's no shame in that, stick to Facebook, because you could do $20 a day. $20 a day is the minimum you have to work with, and you have to remain consistent. It's just what it is. It's consistency. If you don't have this system, you're just not going to succeed.
Right.
And it's just how it goes. You're not gonna be able to ever scale your business if you're always wearing every hat trying to save every money, because you're paying regardless. You're paying in time or you're paying in dollars.
Right. And consistency also provides you data. Would you agree with that?
What happened?
The data meaning once you're collecting it and you're seeing what works, what doesn't, and so on.
And then you have a system, because now you're like, hey, I can now do this. I could build a team in each state, because it's the same ad, just a different location. Same system, just a different product.
Right.
That's why it's so important.
Okay. So are you doing videos now? Are you like YouTube, where you're for the ads wise, are you submitting videos where you see images, text, or like content, images, or like video? What works best for you?
Right now, images work best for me, ironically enough, but I don't think that's going to be lasting too much longer. So we are doing content, and we're going to be doing a lot more video content, because you have to understand how these algorithms work. All right. And videos make the user experience, as a YouTube user experience, Facebook user experience, it's a better experience for the consumer. So Facebook, YouTube, Google would rather show a video than show an image. So if you are camera shy, there's going to be no choice. Your images are getting pushed out. You can't hide behind the camera anymore, or a picture anymore.
Would you say you guys, for example, your staff that will be contacting sellers, are they going to be going video? Are they going to be going live with sellers? Is that what you're doing now, maybe in the future, or you just still phone call, text is good?
So phone call for sellers, when you're talking to sellers, old school, because a lot of these people are the older generation. They just want to talk on the phone, But to get them in, you need the newer content creation techniques.
Got it. Yeah, because I read somewhere that overall in the U.S., 30% of all homes are pretty much fully paid off. So there's equity in the deals, and like I said before, it's an older generation, right? Those are the guys who've been paying for 30 years. Their mortgage is paid off or whatever it is, and there's equity in the game. There's equity in the deal, so you come in and help them out by taking on that property and sell it to a person who can renovate it, who can get it to the buyer, and keep the economy flowing, keep the things going.
Exactly, and that's just all it really is. And it's when I moved to Texas, so I'm in Texas now. I moved here 2 months ago.
Oh wow! Okay.
And
any reason for that?
Place, I love it.
Any reason for that? Because you were in Jersey before, and you just moved to Texas.
It's funny, because one of my marketing clients was from Texas, and I was running an ad. He was like, run this ad. I was like, okay. He's like, new construction, no money down. If you have a 640 credit score or higher, they'll pay your closing costs as well. And it's the builder's going to finance the deal for you. I was like, that's BS. They must live out in the sticks or something. So I did it. He closed on a deal. The house is beautiful. Everything's subdivisions here. So it's like private communities in Texas. So I flew down for a day, and I was like, oh my God, this place is amazing. It's just like Jersey, like our suburban communities in Jersey, except we all have space. Like I live in an apartment now, 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. We have 3 pools, tennis court, all that. I'm paying $1,300 a month, and I'm 30 minutes from Dallas.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. Now, did you move to Texas also because the deals are there, or is it just you just love the setup?
I wanted to be able to. I knew there was more outside of Jersey, and I knew that there are opportunities here because when you work deals out of state, I'm not telling you guys to move to Texas, but you should. But when you work deals out of state, what's going to happen is you go into a time warp. So you're going back in time because I'm able to now see what my area is doing because I saw the same thing in New Jersey, except I didn't like how we all said, I'm not buying in Newark a couple years ago. I'm not buying on South 18th Street. Look at everybody now. They would sell their own children to have a house in Newark right now.
It's true, yeah. The price went up. The counter up, everything's up.
So when you work in the South, which is why I always recommend virtual wholesaling, you already know what's going to happen. And the gem I got to leave you guys with right now, no money down here is real. I had a lead call me. They were like, how do you want to do the deal? Do you want to do seller finance and leave $7,000, $7,000 to $10,000 down and pay me monthly? Or do you just want to buy the house outright? Or whatever. So seller finance is real.
No, yeah, that's
and it's beautiful.
Okay. We have a question here. As a newbie, what is the best marketing? Like, so pretty much, as I understand where the question is coming from, because I'm not really sure there's in your prior experience. So what kind of learning marketing, like where would you go to learn marketing, right? What do you suggest? Like besides, partner up with you, who has the experience, who can share the knowledge, who can, fast forward that experience wise. What else would you suggest for a newbie to do to get into this whole marketing, industry?
Oh man, I would recommend buying a course. There's courses I bought was like Alex Brittingham, Ravi Abuvala, but they're high price point courses.
And is there value? Do actually those price points return?
I live a pretty good life.
There you go. Exactly. you gotta put the money where your mouth is. Everything.
You have to invest in yourself. Period. There's like, I think everyone thinks online marketing and all this. There's like a way around it. I've learned that people spend more time thinking about spending the money, and then now they're just like, oh man, 2 years later I didn't do anything.
Well said. It's funny. Like I talk to my friends and they're like, it's like, oh, I don't know if I should buy this. I'm like, dude, like we spent $250 on books when we went to college. We spend like tuition and so on. Like we got to step back and take a look at what we think we're spending on. He's thinking of taking online classes for $1,500. Meanwhile, he bought a $2,000 suit, 3 months ago. And I'm like, hey, like really, you got to think about it. So like in reality, you got to take action. You got to put it where your mouth is. You got to invest in yourself. It's simple as that. Is there any books or any kind of material you would suggest besides marketing that opens up your mind, opens up your flow of thinking?
The thing that changed my life, because 6 months ago I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment in Jersey with 5 other people.
Wow.
So, I was broke down bad. Yeah. Like I'm not even embarrassed to say it, but it was. I have a son. That's how we were living, all on top of each other. And I read this one book. And please, everyone, just go buy it. Just go to Barnes & Noble. Don't order it off Amazon. Pick it up. It's called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. That book not only changed my life, it took me to levels I never thought I could be at. I went from making $0, I was making like $1,000 a month, to we're on track now for nearly over $30,000 this month. And this is during a pandemic. And I'm not selling snake oil here. I'm making people money as I make money, which is why we're scaling so quickly, because the system was built. I found the pain point, and I'm just going to continue scaling. And when I talk to my clients, I talk to them about scalability. Like, yes, we could keep doing deals in one place, but if we're running ads in Jersey, why can't we run ads in Florida as well? It's just another $600.
Right. So if somebody asks, can you say that name slowly so they can write it down, or maybe you can put it in the comments so this way they can follow up on that, because we are dropping some gems. There are some really good information here, and for yourself, like your experience, so you kind of know you're running through it, and there's a lot of people like, oh my God, what is going on?
It'll be explained in 40 minutes. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Please tell us your entire blueprint in 40 minutes.
So in the comments, right? Oh wait, this is the private chat. No wonder why. Oh, I'm in the. I'm gonna put the. Oh, see, I can't even leave it in the comments, so I left it in the private chat. If you could
Okay.
copy and paste it.
Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and share your Facebook with everybody. And
Oh wow, see, we definitely did have a lot of comments here. I didn't even know. I didn't notice any of this.
well, that's why you have me here, brother. Two heads are better than one. So yeah, so we kind of we talked about how you got into the business, right? So you strongly recommend getting into wholesaling, right? And I also recommend that as well. And as one of my mentors mentioned, wholesaling. Nick Tang actually mentioned to me, he's like, you have to wholesale just so you don't fall in love with the deal, right? You have to understand that it's just numbers, based on numbers. So if you do get a great deal, how do you let it go, right? Because there's more out there. So sometimes we get all, in our heads, like I said before, we overthink things, the time go by, and whatever you were supposed to spend on, you're still not spending on it, and you're still not improving. So yeah, wholesaling is definitely a great way to start in the business where you understand how the numbers work, you understand what a deal is, you know how to find that seller, you know how to, get it on a contract, and you know how to get it to the closing table. Boom, there goes the entire business, right? So that's pretty much, yeah. So moving forward, so how would you recommend for a newbie to, let's say, he started, taking action where he's, learning, he's, doing self-improvement, he's taking courses. So now he's taking massive action, right? He's trying to do ads. What else would you say that you learned over the years that you would not repeat or would suggest for people to, not redo the mistakes you've done, right? So let us fast forward through your mistakes.
So, once you actually start taking action, you're getting deals. Save the money. I never saved $1. I was terrible with money. All right, so don't do that because starting from zero is one of the most depressing things you'll ever go through in life. And I had to start from zero after I made it out, and I had a son. So that defeat, it hurt a lot more that this time around. So save every dollar. Don't save to save to reinvest. Next, if you're working with anybody, all right, work with cash buyers. I'm not trying to shoot down hard money lenders or anything like that. They are great. Work with cash buyers, people who are in control of every aspect of their side of the deal.
I'm gonna have to pause you for a second. So we have newbies, right? What is a cash buyer and what is a hard money? What is the difference of what are those things?
The hard money lender is basically a private bank that will fund a real estate deal, to put it in the simplest terms possible. But when you're using someone else's money like that, there are also requirements. And I won't even want to get into all that. And then a cash buyer, it's their money, family money, it's private money. They could do whatever they want, buy whatever they want. The restrictions are a lot less. I have cash buyers. They don't even need to see the title. There's like, here's 5,000, just switch the person over to me.
Got it. So how do you screen those people and how do you get access to those people?
It's really just, there's PropStream. I don't know if that's the right word, if that's the right website. I don't go on these things. My team does it for me. But I think so it's PropStream, and then you just have to, it's trial and error. You have to understand that some people are going to lie to you, but you just have to build it up. You have to collect that data.
Right.
Once you collect it, you're straight. But don't be afraid to make a mistake, because it's like, oh, what if there's no wrong move if you take every move as a lesson?
Got it. Okay, so pretty much a mistake is something that if you don't learn from, then it's a mistake. Yeah, okay, makes sense. So now you're investing in other states, and when you do your ads, you just state by state just throw it out there, or is it specific states you spend more money on or less, etc.?
I stick to the South because the South has more options. So you need to. The thing with Jersey is, which is why I don't really do much in Jersey anymore. Jersey, you have one option. You're going to wholesale it, and that's it. If you're a wholesaler, of course. You can't do owner financing. No one's going to say, hey, I'm not going to give you any money, but I'm just going to pay you a little bit on top of your mortgage. That's not going to happen. Here in the southern states, I'll say, I'm going to give you $3,000 and I'm going to pay you $500 a month. And then I'm going to rent out your house for $800 a month. You could do that here.
Interesting.
It's like you don't have to own anything. It is so amazing. Once I moved to Texas, and I was not moving to Texas for real estate, not my intentions at all. But once I started seeing the opportunities here, I was like, I'm literally looking at New Jersey during 2008 when everyone actually had an opportunity in front of their eyes and they didn't notice, except I'm not missing it this time. Because in 2008, I was like 14 years old. I'm 26.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yes, you and I both. Yeah.
So you have to look outside of your comfort zone. Because if you're willing to do that, and when you do one deal, I swear to God, you're going to realize like you can do anything. And think about it. If you're only working one state, you're limited to that state's inventory. If you're working the entire country, one day you might wake up with a deal from Kentucky, Texas, North Carolina, and it doesn't matter. And now you want more deals. So let's say you did 3 deals, you made $10,000. So now you're like, all right, listen, I got 10 grand. I can go blow it like Khari did and go do bottle service in the city, or I could go do bottle service still, but put $5,000 back into advertising and spend, instead of spending $20 a day on ads, let me spend 100. So instead of getting 2 leads a day off $20, let me get 10 leads a day.
Right.
And now we're scaling.
Khari, was your mindset, was it always like that, or has it changed? Right. So maybe, yeah. And how did it change, and what would you give credit to for it changing?
There's this one kid, man. He's 26 years old. His name is Ravi Abuvala, Indian cat. I met him in Colombia. I was in Colombia last year. Actually, I was fresh out of Colombia when I did this event last year. And this kid was like, yeah. I was like, yo, how are you here? He was like, yeah, I run Facebook ads, this, that, and the other. I was like, word, cool, not a big deal. But I started hanging out with him, and I'm starting to see these interviews. He's making $50,000 a month. I'm like, yo, how are you doing this? He's like, systems. But I didn't understand the concept. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, systems, automate, virtual assistant, Facebook ads. So I was like, whatever. It didn't click. And then this year it clicked because now he makes, I think, $300,000 a month.
Wow.
And he does nothing. He's like, I build the foundation, teach everybody how to do it, and then they go do the business for me. He does real estate. He's 26 years old. He owns a brokerage. You know, he dropped out of law school. The kid's making, I think he's making like $2 million a year with his eyes closed.
Wow. Good for him. Congrats.
And he's not doing anything though. He has the same 24 hours we do. He's just spending more money on the machine, getting more staff, more people to talk to. Because what's marketing? Just talking to people, talking to your target audience. You want sellers? Go talk to more sellers.
Right. Right. Okay.
So
now, speaking of sellers, you doing ads and so on. Now, somebody has a question. Tom has a question where it says, can you do this marketing with multifamily or commercial? Right. Sellers that have multifamily and commercial. How do you target those? Can you target those, or is it really broad and whatever comes?
you can target it, but you're just going to be paying more, and I don't think it's worth it in the beginning. So yes, the answer is yes, you can target it. Be ready to pay a premium because you now narrowed down and niched down. So you're going to have to pay more for that because everything is paid by impression. So basically you pay 2 cents for everybody that sees your ad. And if 1 million people see your ad and only 10,000 people are interested, or let's just say only 10 people are interested, you're still paying for those impressions. Which
Right. Makes sense. Okay.
Yo, your next session's going on.
It's 10:35. No, it's not there.
10:50.
This is 10:50.
No, dude. This is supposed to end at 10:50.
Oh, it's supposed to. There you go. Give me 1 second, Ari.
All right, no problem. I know a lot of
You've
judges.
been on for a while, right? So this is supposed to end at 10:50. Which session is this one?
Oh, it's 11.
Building generational wealth. Yeah, Donahue. Let me call him.
Okay.
Who about the other one?
All right. So yeah, so continuously going with. So you said, and you're converting now. So for those newbies, right? How do you get paid, right? If you're out of state, you're getting things on a contract. You're finding buyers. You're getting them together. You're getting them to a closing table. And now what happens?
So now you need to find a national title company. Just go on Google, national title company, look at the reviews, and they just go, they go door to door and they give you the title. You sign the documents or whatever it may be. And then that's really it. Or the investor signs it. But when you're working these deals outside of Jersey, nobody cares if you're wholesaling the deal.
Right.
It's such an open conversation. They're like, because it's normal. In New Jersey, the East Coast, there's a very I've noticed that people from the East Coast are just really mean. Like they always feel like you're trying to get over on them or something.
Right.
More deals in the South, I'm like, hey, I'm about to make around like $4,000 on this deal. They're like, thank you so much. They're just grateful you got them out of the situation. It's not what can you do for me, it's what can we do for each other.
Wow, that's awesome.
So you have to expand your horizons, because eventually you invest in Pennsylvania. You know that it's a different type of atmosphere than New Jersey.
Right. Okay.
And New York.
So we have a comment. How can we reach out to you? And I'm gonna post your Facebook one more time to people. So yeah, if you want to reach out to them, make sure you go out to your Facebook page and reach out to you and see how you guys can come together. And you do mentorship. Is that something that you're?
I do, but I charge $1,600 an hour. But for this group, I'm going to put together a special course for like $100 probably, just to really you guys can get the basics, and then you just take it from there, So I want everyone to learn this. I'm moving to Mexico in 2 weeks for about 2 years. Yeah. So, but it's because my business still runs. As we're sitting here talking, my staff is still converting leads right now for all of our clients and myself.
Right. So how are you managing your staff, and how are you finding your staff? Is it within US? Are you
always outsource? I pay all my staff $3 an hour.
Okay. Is it from Philippines, or it's not a secret?
Philippines, Nicaragua, anything like that. It's just anybody who wants to work. But you have to understand, one thing I've learned, when it comes to hiring, if you're not financially in the position to hire right now, don't do it, because people are relying on you for a paycheck. My team knows they get paid every other Friday, and I'm not going to miss a beat on that. But if you're struggling with your business to have consistent income, don't ever put somebody in that position, because the karma will come back around.
I agree. So yeah, and I do believe in give more than you want to receive. So yeah, it's just that's how the universe is, and always providing.
Exactly.
It's up to us to actually tune in and listen. Sometimes bad things that happen to us. The universe is out there trying to show us, trying to slap us in the face and get us.
Exactly. And that's what I've learned. So make sure you're prepared to pay a salary consistently, and just work with people who want to grow with you. But you can go, if you want to find virtual assistants, go to Upwork.com, go to Fiverr, and then once you hire one good one, they'll be able to refer you others. And then it's just, once again, it all builds on itself once you do it right once.
Right. So for all of you guys on here, what would you say if they would take away one thing from this entire video? What would that one thing be?
Invest in online marketing. That's it.
Got it. All right, awesome. So thank you guys. Again, there's his contact information is right there if you guys want to reach out to him. And Khari Harper, really appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in and being with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Have a good one.
Take care.